Hello glossers, I'm Sarah McCartney and I run 4160 Tuesdays, which is a very, very small perfumery. Last year we got together with 19 glossers in this room and we made Mrs. Gloss and the Gloss's very first perfume, which is called #Mrs. Gloss Made Me Do It. Some of you know all about it, some of you don't, because there were 4,000 glossers at the time. Now there are 40,000. This is our very happy summertime candy floss and rose and pink grapefruit and cedarwood fragrance. Later in the year we made two slightly more niche fragrances. That tends to be my thing. Let's say they were more woodsy, more outdoorsy. They were the smells of winter. One was like walking through the park or the woods on a cold frosty day when you're wrapped up warm, and the other one is being inside eating tangerines and hazelnuts by a nice warm fire. We thought, what with there being so many glossers these days, it'd be nice to do another special edition of these, but even better to bring out Mrs. Gloss Lemon Sherbet Edition. So I have just made, this is the very first batch. Now bear in mind that big perfume companies know if you a celeb fragrance or a designer fragrance, they would be making 1 million up to 10 million bottles on the first run. We make about 50 bottles usually. So we can hand make them with really, really lovely materials. This one's got lime, grapefruit, because that makes the lemon smell. A material called ethyl vanillin, which smells like toffee. So we're going for the whole delicious sherbety dib dab, citrus, tangy, fresh perfume vibe. It's kind of edible. You wouldn't want to drink it, but we might do the matching cocktail. So our plan is to crowdfund this. Doing it like that, it means that even though we normally make 50 bottles, we can maybe make 100 or 200 depending on how many you want, and that means that we can keep the cost relatively low, especially for a small batch company. So we're going to dilute down these. We're going to allow out what's left of the indoors and outdoors winter fragrances. We're going to do another batch of Mrs. Gloss Made Me Do It, our rose candy floss one, and the new batch we're going to bring out the lemon sherbet. So that is our master plan for Mrs. Gloss fragrances for all the 36,000 people who never had a chance to try them. Planned for 2017. Me and Mrs. Gloss, we hatched this over the last few months and now we're ready to let it out. I hope you like the idea.